Water is the first thing in my memory. Dionne Brand, a map to the door of no return. I was given a map to the door of no return in October 2001 by a person who had not read it yet. The inscription, with lots of love, was not meant for me but for someone else. It was only given to me after. It is this gesture that has framed my relationship with this book as something handed down, inherited, disturbing time and the order of things. A map, this map, is a stillness, a promised motion that doesn't necessarily move. I mean, they're not all talismans, though some are, but between being given away and being received, between the hair's breadth of their orphaning and their quiet, unfanfared reception, some maps can appear to be divine. That will look like grace to some of us, like tenderness, like love. At least this is what you will see, how it will feel. This thing written by hand in light, a glimpse of a possible from an impossible angle. What is this world flattened out before you? It isn't the writing with light that you've learned to expect from a photograph, but an embedded projection, a writing of where light and those who wield it can be. Not merely a record of destinations, but archives that forecast the destiny of light and space drawn from memory. An enactment of a will that never considers its afterlife, a privilege. And sight, my ability to see and seeing what there is to be seen, is the recognition of my heritage on the page, the emergence of my own will. But with certain maps, this one, seeing is something that happens to you. You, or I, is subject to be seen. And if nothing has happened after you read it, perhaps it is because you have not moved. So what has moving looked and felt like in the long wake of this sometimes talismanic book? In the long and lasting resonances of its sometimes shamanic maker, in the reconciliation of their noises? Only the twitching finger, the eyes salted open, only the unpenned word free to light in the mind. 2. One January, some random January, I will ask if it is I who, finally, of my own accord, will carve new features out of my unknown darkness. Is it something more, this darkness? Something that the darkness itself will seek in the breath of day, to which the skin itself would gravitate, like a brazen thief caught in the spotlight, unsurprised in the alarm? Or is it the precision of a vagrant sandpiper's furious needlepoint near the breaking tide, stitching wave to shore, shore to wave, wave to shore, or my fingers clasped like some mighty fallen tree, waiting for the water to move it? The weather was turning that October, and in that weathered breath, answering what I had not known to ask, a map to the door of no return appeared in my life, given to me. It was asking questions then, it is asking more questions now, or the same questions repeatedly, like the sea. So it should come as no surprise that one finds oneself attempting to answer a question Dionne Brand has asked. No surprise that one cannot answer. I'm projecting, of course, I mean that I cannot answer. And of course the answer is yes. Of course the answer is no. Whether yes or no, the answer will be a course that leads inevitably back to the question. And because there are no perfect shapes in nature, no straight lines from here to there, you must know that neither answer nor question will go the way you have devised. You must know, though you will not know what else you should expect. The question has sounded the answer, demanded it, across the expanse of an immeasurable silence, but its path to you is uncertain. That is how you know that this is the kind of work that sends you hurtling back to yourself, back to the home you thought you knew, back to a place you have never been, back and back, further and further, until you see yourself on the brink of hurtling. You have not moved yet, that version of yourself, but you will, as you have always hoped to do. Until you do, consider yourself a map, a statement of intention you can read like the pages of a book you have loved out of habit. What does this you, this version of yourself on the brink of hurtling, now see? What is it now that stitches and binds across decades of catastrophe? Who am I to say? I know that I have never been to Elmina, but I know to take Liverpool Street or Mbopen Fishing Road. I know there are pirogues that look like the thorns of a grugrubef tree, or taking for negative space the hint of a river that crawls from Minor Basilica at Benya to the coast. They turn inward like a quartz cross-sectioned to show its crystals, reminding me of the desperate masochism of my own curiosity, the hurt of finding, the blinding of light. And is not departure how arrival begins? Arrival how departure is finally resolved? I have never been there, but I have been to Moruga. Only felt the obstinate respiration of rooms at the fishing depot open and close like the changing gills of some evolving fish. A man entering into the light, who knows and looks to see what comes, will look at first like shadow, casting his vision toward the church, its leaning saint swallowed up, casting that vision further past the cemetery with its black and rusted crosses and sharp sanded headstones that gray, the trails of candle wax and kobo droppings that turn to limestone in the sun near Grand Chemin, further to the plastered statue of a twice delinquent Columbus, and further still to the bridge that has gone up next to the suspension bridge of a beach named for a retreat that has not yet occurred. I have never been there, to Elmina, but I have seen the gaunt and polished skulls of inmates, our echoes embedded in the concrete. And why is this what I think? Because this is the will of a map to the door of no return, turned inward. Its memory refracted in the spirit, the unknown thing that inspires motion in its stillness. But this is only one of the mysteries. Arrival, the other mystery, is infinite. Because of it, we, you and I, appear as motionless as a map. Read the moon, they say. Wait. Note the tide. Get ready to pull the weighted seine, but take your time. Now pull. Even if my limbs tire, yes. Even when they stretch to breaking, yes, even then, and then further to the ends of the flattened earth, until what has been flattened rises again, and the moving terrain of our embodied intentions sound at last like a people freed. This is what this book has meant to me, this inherited book, this given thing, this map.